Hello one and all, and welcome back to another episode of the Wellsy Weekly Podcast, the show where I talk about anything and everything. This is episode 31, and today we're going to talk about why ducks are evil. Yes, you heard me, ducks are evil. But before we get to that, how you all been? Hope you're well. I am personally feeling very, very tired. I'm not going to lie to you. I've got a lot of deadlines coming up at the end of this week, and I'm just plowing through them really. It'll be nice to get them out of the way and then just have a really big drinking session later next weekend. But that's fine. So, getting back onto today's topic. Ducks, right? So, everybody likes ducks, you know. You go to a pond, there's a bunch of ducks there, you feed them bread. You're not supposed to. Nobody says you should feed them bread, but everybody still feeds them bread, you know what I mean? And they look kind of cute, right? But what if I told you they were not cute? In fact, they are evil. They're like little feathered demons that can fly, and then the monsters of the pond. Honestly, they're evil. I'm telling you, and I'll tell you why in 3 facts today. But before I get into that, I want to tell you the question of the week, and it's a very simple one. Do you like ducks? Yes or no? And for the most part, I'm assuming most of you will say yes to start with. But keep listening to the very end, and you might change your opinion on that. If you want to give me your answer, you can tell me in the comments down below on this video, or you can go to my Facebook page and you can tell me on there as well. So, let's get into why ducks are evil. With fact number 1. Ducks are murderers. I know every animal basically is a murderer because they've got to eat other species and stuff to survive. But ducks kill other ducks, right? It's like that music video with the gangster ducks. I don't know what the video is called or what the song was about, but all I remember, ducks were evil and they had knives and stuff. I'm getting off topic here, right? So, let me explain. During the mating ritual of a male and a female duck, the male duck can almost piggyback the female. And things can get, well, rather intense, you see. Because whilst they're piggybacking the female, the male will actually try and bite the female's neck just to keep them in place whilst they're doing the deed. And so this can lead to females losing feathers and potentially drowning. So yeah, ducks are murderers for all intents and purposes, but to their own species. I mean, I'll be a bit scared when they start killing off humans, but you know, that won't happen yet, I hope. Please don't kill us, ducks. I like this being alive thing. Moving on from ducks murdering each other with fact number 2. Ducks swallow sharp rocks because they're hardcore and gangsters and they like being daredevils. Nah, I'm joking about the daredevil thing, but it's true that they do swallow sharp rocks. And they do this to grind up fish bones that they've swallowed in previous feedings, essentially. And the way it works is they'll swallow the sharp rocks. The sharp rocks will go into a gizzard, which most birds have, and it's kind of like a second little stomach. And they use that to grind up fish bones, just so that it doesn't get stuck, I'd imagine. It's like an evolution thing. But that is kind of terrifying. It's like having a makeshift DIY pair of teeth, if you know what I mean. That's quite terrifying. And then they'll puke out the sharp rocks once they've become smooth and stuff. And the process of that is called gastrolith. It's kind of like Jack and the Beanstalk if the giant was like a giant duck and had more feathers and it quacked. Like the grinding up process, nothing else. I don't imagine a duck being able to fall off a giant beanstalk. I don't know why it'd be up in the sky living in a castle, to be honest. But I'm getting off track again. Yeah, this is kind of scary, to be honest. I didn't know ducks could do this, and the more I dive into this journey of researching about ducks and why they're actually evil or why they're not so innocent, it's actually quite interesting, but it's also a little wary of them, or made me a little wary of them at least. I don't know about you. And you might even stay away from them when I tell you the next fact, which is fact number 3. You can't sneak up on a duck. Now I bet you're thinking, well yeah, of course you can, just wait until they're asleep. Well, what if I told you they sleep with one eye open? Literally, they sleep with one eye open. It's like me when I used to sleepwalk and sleep eat. Yes, I used to sleep eat. I used to go downstairs, make a snack, and then go back upstairs, and I wouldn't remember any of it. But I did it anyway. Oh, and I also remember this one teacher as well with a glass eye. You couldn't sneak up on him. Well, yeah, I wasn't planning on sneaking up on him, but you always have to pay attention in his lessons as well, because he had this glass eye, and you didn't know if it was, I didn't know which one was the glass eye, so I didn't know if he was looking at me or if he was looking at somebody else. So when he was talking, you had to pay attention, otherwise you feared he would, I don't know, shout at you for not listening. Well, I wouldn't know if he was looking at me, because there was times he was looking at me, but then talking to someone else. It was very odd, it was very weird. But yeah, ducks sleep with their eyes open, and you can't actually sneak up on them because they have almost 360-degree vision due to their eyes being on the side of the head. That's why hunters have to stay incredibly still when they're hunting them, because if they move even just a little bit, the ducks will see. They're like, they got laser vision. No, they don't have laser vision, but they'll know if the hunter's there and they'll just fly away. Thinking about it now, that's not actually a scary fact, it's just a general fact about a duck. I mean, I could talk about the anatomy of a duck, but that's it's not appropriate for this podcast, but that's fine. Maybe like an after hours podcast, maybe I'll do that instead, and then I'll talk about the anatomy of a duck. But yeah, those were 3 facts about ducks. 2 of them scary, 1 of them not so much. But has it changed your opinion on ducks? Do you think they are scary now? Well, you can do your own research because there is a lot more facts out there. The question for today is, and for the whole week in fact, do you like ducks? Yes or no? You can let me know down below in the comments of this video, or you can go to my Facebook page and you can comment on there as well. Now, I've had many encounters with ducks. In fact, I've had an encounter with a whole swarm of them once, and I say swarm, and I literally mean swarm. It was one of my shenanigans. So, let me explain. We were on holiday with me dad and me stepmom, me and me sister, and grandma and grandpa, right? And one day, me grandma and grandpa took me and my sister to this little village. The weird thing about this village was, everything had our surname. Like, everything was named Wells, like the butchers, the bakers, all the graveyard tombstones. It was very weird, very weird. But then we walked past a pond of ducks. And there was ducks about, and this is nice. So grandma and grandpa, they give me some bread and I feed the ducks, you know, all of them. There was maybe like 20 of them. So like I said, a swarm. And I keep feeding them, and I know you're not supposed to, but you do it. It's back in the days where, you know, healthy eating wasn't really a thing. Jamie Oliver hadn't come and just like made everything healthy. And, you know, you could still feed ducks bread without getting, you know, told off. So, I finished feeding the ducks, and they got, well, rather hungry, shall we say. And they kept following me after I'd finished giving them the bread, because I didn't have any bread left. And then I started walking a little faster to get away. They walked a little faster to come follow me. And then I got chased by ducks in a village where everything had my surname. It was a very weird day, but it was a nice pond. There is a picture somewhere. It is a nice pond. But if I hadn't gotten away, I think I would have been eaten by all the ducks, to be honest. I was only a small child. I mean, I'm a small adult, but you know, well, I say small adult. I'm about average size. Everybody else is just huge in comparison. But I was a smallish child, very skinny. So yeah, I would have been eaten by the ducks, and they would have grinded my bones with sharp rocks in the process of gastrolith, right? And also, this story reminds me of like the question, would you rather fight a horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses? And I think I'd take the horses, to be fair, because I could probably kick them, but a giant duck, it would eat me, right? And that's a little bit terrifying. Thinking about it now, I do have a history of just like feeding animals I'm not supposed to, and then they get in very hungry and following me, and then I end up getting chased. It was like this lamb I fed crisps once. It was in the Lake Districts. No, sorry, the Peak Districts. We were on holiday again. Me and my sister just went off just in random fields. I had a bag of crisps in my hands, cheese and onion, obviously, you know, good choice. And we came across this lamb on the other side of the fence, and I gave it a crisp, and it seemed to enjoy it. And then we walked away, and then I'm pretty sure the lamb jumped over the fence. I can't remember all the details because I was little then. I really was little. Maybe, I don't know, I've got a bad memory. All I remember is I got chased by a lamb because I fed it crisps, and then it wanted more crisps, and I wasn't planning to give them any more crisps because they're my crisps. It's not theirs. Back off. But in hindsight, I probably shouldn't have fed it a cheese and onion crisp. But that's the lesson learned here. Don't give your crisps to lambs in random fields. Stranger danger. That's the lesson learned here. So, that's all I can ramble on about today. Thank you for listening into today's podcast, I'll remind you that the question for the week is, do you like ducks? Yes or no? You can let me know down below in the comments of this video, or you can go to my Facebook page and you can put a comment on there as well. Well, that's it from me today. I hope you enjoy the rest of your week, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, and remember, enjoy a cuppa.